Please, can you see my screen?
No, sir.
Okay. So, can you see it now?
Yes, please.
Okay. So welcome all of you to this week's lecture. My name is Fanuel, and I'm happy to coach you to the second topic in our entrepreneurship course. That is, who is an entrepreneur? How do we know who an entrepreneur is? The last time I mentioned that if you see a soldier on the streets or a policeman or maybe a woman or a nurse or maybe any other person in uniform, you look, oh, this person is this person is this officer, all that. But an entrepreneur, how will you know who the person is? How will you know? There are certain characteristics that we see in entrepreneurs to be sure that they are the ones that will lead innovation and growth in the private sector or even the public sector. And so that is what we'll be looking at today. Daniel, I see your hand up, please. What do you have to say? Okay, so we proceed. I think Daniel mistakenly raised his hand. So who's an entrepreneur?
Um,
Or
Hello,
entrepreneurship
sir.
definitions are quite a lot, and we want.
Doctor,
Uh, yes, who is interrupting again? What is it?
I'm sorry, it's Daniel. Please, my screen is not showing.
Then log out and log in again. It happens when your internet probably has a problem. So please, just exit and then log in again. If it doesn't work,
Okay,
please let me know.
okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay, all right, cheers. Yeah, so we continue the discussion. So a person who set up a business or businesses who takes the financial risk with the hope of making profit is an entrepreneur. When we say someone who set up a business or business with the financial risk with the hope of making profit, so this definition talks more about those who start up businesses for the first time and they try to uh, look for resources, especially financial resources, to put into the business. That's what we call the financial risk. So you could as well use that money to buy a car for yourself or to buy a land or a house or at least to eat good food. But you decide to rather put it into business, not knowing whether you get the money back. That is the risk you are taking. So that's what we're talking about, financial risk. As I told you earlier, how my transport business crashed at a point. It was a big financial risk I took because I had to use my savings and even sold the car I was using to be able to get vehicles for commercial transport. So if it doesn't work, then it means that you are going to probably lose your money. If it works, fine. But it's risky because we say it's risky because you can lose your money. That is why it is risky. Yeah. So that is basically. So what if it works well, you make profit. So it is a give and take, like those who commit their resources, like yeah, all of us we take risk every day in so many things. We decide to come to school instead of going to the farm. Maybe those who decide to go to the farm, by the time you finish your 4 years here, uh, those people will have completed their uh, maybe 100-acre farm. Maybe they are also serious, like you come to school every day, they are also farming. So it's an opportunity cost where to put in your energy and the money or the resources you have here. So, um, but again, it's not everybody who definitely must start a business, or it's not all entrepreneurs who must start a business. Sometimes people with entrepreneurial spirits will probably spend time helping other people who have started their business, the people we call entrepreneurs, or sometimes we call them corporate entrepreneurs. They support the corporate initiative of other people who are working on particular projects. So it's very important that even if you don't get to start your own business, wherever you work, you take the business as your own business and then you put in the effort, because when there is reward, when the profits are increased, then you, the members of the organization, also get the reward for it. So it's very important that you do that. So there are some definitions like those from Schumpeter, who lived within the years 1883 and 1950. He says that entrepreneurs are not necessarily motivated by profit, but they regard it as a standard for measuring achievement of success. So, that I mentioned last week that there are also some entrepreneurs who are social entrepreneurs who operate with institutions we call NGOs. They are not necessarily motivated by profit, but of course, they also see, when they are able to raise revenue, they see it as a standard of measurement. And again, even if the person is a profit-oriented entrepreneur, they are not necessarily good out there, I'm going to make profit. As I said, entrepreneurs should not have money making as their main objective, but to solve problems, create solutions, be innovative, and profit and money will follow them later. So it's very important. Otherwise, you may end up even overpricing your goods from the word go because you want to make profit. But you see, sometimes you need to even take your time, spend 2-3 years before you break even, then profit can start. So you need to study the system well, focus on solving the problem, let people get used to it, right? Before you can when let people get used to your products and enjoy it and be craving for it, then you can now be thinking about making profit. So the first point as an entrepreneur is not to make profit, but to create a solution to problems, to create multiple opportunities for people, and then they will come back and say, we have not taken your smoothie this week. We are not feeling happy. We want some. Okay, so you now sell more, and then you can begin to make some profit. So it's very important to look at this problem-solving approach to entrepreneurship. So entrepreneurs, normally we are supposed to challenge the unknown. That is why we are entrepreneurs, not sheepish. Sheepish are those who just follow like a sheep, following the shepherd, right? But entrepreneurs do not necessarily have to just follow instructions, but we try to challenge the unknown. Okay, why are we not building aircraft in Ghana, for example? Why are we not processing our oil and gold in Ghana? Those things, those are questions you need to challenge. And then whilst you challenge the status quo, then you ask, how are other people able to do it? Then I can also do something here. So we try to become a bit aggressive in our way to getting things to the marketplace. Okay, when I say aggression, it does not mean going to slap somebody or beating anybody, but you become kind of restless and you are very active in ensuring that you provide solutions to people. That is the kind of energy we want from entrepreneurs. I mean, as you can see, also there can be chaos or confusion in an environment, but entrepreneurs will find opportunities in there. COVID-19 has killed so many people. May they rest in perfect peace. But maybe some billionaires were also made because of COVID. This is entrepreneurship. When there are problems, you don't panic and then start crying. You ask yourself, how can we solve the problem? All those who made good money out of COVID have saved lives also. Mask, sanitizers, health education, vaccination, and so many solutions that they created. And then that provided them with those benefits. So it's very important that we always think about what we can do as individuals and to support the growth of businesses, to support the idea generation and creation of new ventures. So we have different classifications of entrepreneurs. Yeah, different entrepreneurs. So entrepreneurs can be classified into 6 main classes based on the course outline we are using. There can be different kinds of classifications elsewhere in other books, but for our course, we look at 6 main classes of entrepreneurs. The first one is opportunist entrepreneurs. The second one is craft entrepreneurs. Then the third one is nascent entrepreneurs. The fourth one is novice entrepreneurs. The fifth one is serial entrepreneurs. And the sixth one is portfolio entrepreneurs. So let's take them one after the other. Oh, sorry, I have to go back. Where is it? Yes, so this is the first class. So the first classification, we call them opportunist entrepreneurs. So who are these people? These are people who find opportunity in everything that comes, whether it is good or bad. They are very smart people. They think very fast. When something is going wrong, they will say, come on, let's do this. Even at funeral, they may end up selling some pure water to make money. Okay, so they are not people who are moved by emotions, but they are independent kind of people who are thinking about what is the good in this. Okay, so these people, they are very, very smart. They actually start businesses at every opportunity they see so that they're making money. But these are people who don't normally take businesses into the long term because of the way they are always thinking about new things. So if you're not careful, they are starting something and they're not continuing with it. But they are very good people with great ideas. If you have them on your team, they can help you to see the good side of everything. Okay. So those are opportunities and entrepreneurs. Right? So that is it. So you see people like that. Today they are in this. The next time you go, yeah, maybe they will work on it and get something else. They are really like smart thinking people. Let's go to the next group, which is craft entrepreneurs. Craft entrepreneurs are people who have skills, right? They have skills in a particular vocational or technical area. Take, for example, our tailors, our seamstresses, our makeup artists, which other people? Yeah, those who, even carpenters, right? Painters, builders or masons. They are going to learn a trade or a skill over some time, and then they'll start their own businesses doing so. You see the carpenter by the roadside with the chairs and the tables and the marker board and all that. That is a craft entrepreneur. You see the salon that you go, your favorite salon for your hairdressing, that's a craft entrepreneur. These are people who have learned trade. The makeup artist is a craft entrepreneur. You have learned something, this is a skill they've acquired, and then they are using it to do business. And so you see a lot of them around. Now, these craft entrepreneurs, there are two types. So that's why you see the craft entrepreneurs broken into two. There are some who are growth-oriented, there are some who are income-oriented. Let's start with the income-oriented craft entrepreneurs. So the income-oriented craft entrepreneurs are people who are normally having what we call subsistence business. I think last week we look at subsistence entrepreneurship. The income-oriented, they just need money out of their business because they need the money to pay school fees, to buy clothes, pay rents, buy food. So their major motive is to make money out of the business. Most of these people, they don't grow because any little profit that comes out of the business, they are likely to spend it. And sometimes the business even collapse because they end up spending part of the capital. So these are people. So you see, some of these are craft entrepreneurs in our communities. They never grow. Like they have been like that in the last 10 years since you know them because they are not able to expand. The Kenke seller who knows how to prepare kinkin. So now is also a craft entrepreneur preparing kinkin for you. For the last 5 years, she has not even increased her stock. She has not done anything new. So most of them lack innovation. They are just trying to make a living, through their business. On the other hand, there are some craft entrepreneurs who are growth oriented. In Ghana, there are very few of those people, but you'll see them. They start small. The next time you go, you see that they have improved. There is a organizer around the university, the old site where we have the police station and the fire service station, the security head office on campus, old site. Okay. Across the road, there was an organizer. Maybe one of these days we'll visit him. I'll arrange with him. Maybe we'll see. He's one of the craft entrepreneurs I admire. This organizer, he started his business with skills. And then by the time you realize who is writing on the thing, Clinton, I think your hand is writing something. So you have to, let me see, you need to stop. Don't write, please. All right, let's read. Okay. So I've cleaned it. All right. So he's growth oriented. So anytime I go there, I see that he has done something new. He's expanding his business, started small under tree. Now you go to his place, he's building it. You may see a lot of people, even some saloons, by the time you go, they bought a new machine, they've gotten a new place, it is bigger. Yeah, they got new apprentices. So these are people who are not only thinking about the short-term income, but they want to grow and even get bigger business and clientele so they can even make bigger money in future. So as a craft entrepreneur, you decide which way to go, but these are the groups that we have. Um, 1 minute. Oh, John. Okay, so I'm back. So we have craft entrepreneurs who are income oriented, some are growth oriented. We want to encourage more growth oriented entrepreneurs, but income oriented and craft entrepreneurs also play a major role in the economy because they generate a lot of money to support their families and to support other people. So whichever way, but yeah, I would want to see more growth oriented that you can expand and grow and become bigger enterprise in future. Then the third group or class of entrepreneurs, we call them the nascent entrepreneurs. These are people who have started business in an area they are not so familiar with, right? The nascent entrepreneurs. They, they, they are, we call them probably the new entrants into a particular industry. It does not mean it's their first time of doing business. It is possible that they do business in some areas, but now they want to move to another area. I mean, assuming you have been an entrepreneur selling a bisap or sobolo whilst you're in school, but when you finish school, then you want to start a makeup business or want to start something different. And you are in a nascent environment. That is a new environment to you as a business person, right? But you already have some experience in entrepreneurship in other areas, but not in this particular area. So maybe you will be a very experienced entrepreneur in preparing of juice, fruit juice, but you are nascent in the makeup artist industry, for example. So that is a nascent entrepreneur. Similar to a nascent entrepreneur is the one we call the novice entrepreneur. Unlike the nascent entrepreneur who probably may have some experience in entrepreneurship in other areas, for a novice entrepreneur, it is their first time of starting a business altogether, like starting an entrepreneurship venture. So for the first time, maybe either you are in school, you started some business, or maybe when you finish school, you start something, you are starting business for the first time. So you really don't have experience in entrepreneurship or business management at all. So that's the difference. So we can also have some novice entrepreneurs who are also nascent entrepreneurs. Because if you're a novice entrepreneur and you're also starting business in an area that you are not familiar with, then you are both a novice and a nascent entrepreneur. So, but some nascent entrepreneurs have experience in managing business, different businesses, but they've come to a different field altogether. But for a novice entrepreneur, that person doesn't have any experience in managing business before, like Abba Fresh. Good. Then we have another two concepts that look alike, the serial entrepreneurs and the portfolio entrepreneurs. A serial entrepreneur is somebody or an entrepreneur who starts business, but the person does not end there. They start business, and when they study the business for some time, they are working on it, and it's probably not working for them, they would leave it or sell it and move on to another business. So there are some business like that, or some people who are in some kind of a relationship say, okay, Charlie, this one is not working for me, so I'm moving to another one. I tried my hands on this, but I think that's not my style or that's not my talent. Someone may start learning to become a beautician. So no, I think the beautician thing is not working well, so I'll go into dressmaking. So, or maybe today you are selling water, and you say, no, now I want to rather go and become a consultant. So they start something at a point, either they are tired of doing the same thing, or they are not successful at it, or they are successful at they want to sell that business and they move on to another one. So at every time they are changing from one business to another. So they are serial entrepreneurs. Unlike the serial entrepreneurs, is a portfolio entrepreneur. For the portfolio entrepreneur, when they get hold of one business, they don't leave it, they go and add on to it. So they start with the water business, they like it, it's doing well, so they go into makeup, and then once they see makeup is also doing well, then they go and add another one, maybe consulting. So you see people like that who have multiple businesses at the same time, we call them the portfolio entrepreneurs. I call them polygamous entrepreneurs, yeah, just to say that they have more than one business, they own more than one business at the same time. So those are the people we call portfolio entrepreneurs. But the serial guys, they leave the one they are working on, then they move to another one. Yeah. So they are not holding more than one business at the same time. For serial entrepreneurs, they don't have more than one business at the same time. Then when you have more than one at the same time, then you are called a portfolio entrepreneur. Please, any questions about these 6 classifications of entrepreneurs? Okay.
Hello.
Yeah.
Sir.
Yes.
Okay, so please, my question is, so about the serial entrepreneurs. You said like they have the business and later they will sell it and they will sell it and then they will go to different
business kind of
business.
business, yeah.
So and then the person who is buying that business from them, that one, where are we going to place that person?
So the person who is buying that business will now become an entrepreneur. That person could either be a novice entrepreneur, the person could be a nascent entrepreneur. That's if the person is going to a different field. Maybe somebody also had left the years and they're coming, or that person could also be a serial entrepreneur or a portfolio entrepreneur, depending on what the person. Maybe someone's also moving from one business and coming to buy yours, so it's also leaving the one they were doing. Then that person also become a serial entrepreneur. So one serial entrepreneur could be selling to another serial entrepreneur, or the serial entrepreneur could be selling to a portfolio entrepreneur. Let's assume someone has one business already which is successful and they want to add more. So if you are selling yours, and the me, okay, I saw this movie where this guy says that, his girlfriend is worrying him, he doesn't like the girl again, he pack his things to the car and then go and throw the things outside. And there's a man out there who is also waiting to grab that lady. The moment he left the bag there, no sharp, he has taken the bag and asked the lady to come home. You see? So, obimpa. So it depends on the status of the one who is probably buying that business from the serial entrepreneur that will classify the person.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, cool. Any more questions?
Hello, sir.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah, please. When you were explaining the nascent entrepreneur, you mentioned that they mostly start business in areas they do not have any idea about.
Yeah.
Unlike the nascent, the novice entrepreneurs, they venture into businesses they have ideas about. So please, my question is, there are so many ventures out there, and can an individual or entrepreneur know or have idea in all of them to be classified as a novice?
Okay, so No, I think the explanation I gave is that this thing, where is it going? Yeah, is that novice entrepreneurs also don't have experience in running any form of business at all. It's not like they have experience in every business or the business they are going to. It is only experienced entrepreneurs who might have been in business for some time. So novice entrepreneurs also, they are just like nascent entrepreneurs. But the difference is that for a nascent entrepreneur, they may have some experience doing business before. Let's say a serial entrepreneur could also be a nascent entrepreneur. Do you know why? Because if you're a serial entrepreneur, you might have done some business before, you don't like it, maybe you are selling it or you are abandoning it or you are giving it to a friend and you're moving to another field. The moment you move to another field that you don't have expertise or experience in, you are going to learn new about how the business works, then you are a nascent entrepreneur. But a novice entrepreneur is the person who enters the entrepreneurship industry for the very first time. He doesn't have any. So a portfolio entrepreneur, a nascent entrepreneur, they can all be what? Even serial entrepreneur, they can all be novice entrepreneurs. When you first enter, you are now a novice entrepreneur. A novice, like someone who doesn't have any experience. So all entrepreneurs start as novice entrepreneurs for the very first time. Before, from there, you either move to another field when you are becoming into a nascent entrepreneurship, or you are a serial entrepreneur who is moving from one business to another, or you become a portfolio entrepreneur when you are entering into a business where you have multiple businesses at the same time. Take a novice entrepreneur as someone who is entering a relationship for the first time. Maybe you have now attained 18 years and you want to have your first date. So you have never been to a relationship and left. Take a nascent entrepreneur, somebody who probably might have been to a relationship, but maybe is dating a kind of person. No, this kind of person, I've never dated this person before in my lifetime, So it is a new area altogether, or you have moved to maybe take a traveler. A traveler, maybe you'll be traveling in Ghana, but you have never traveled out of Ghana. So you are not a novice traveler in Ghana, but when it comes to external travel, so you have travel experience around here, so you know how to book tickets, move around, see things. But the moment you move to a different area, then that's a nascent area. Oh, I've never been to the north before. Wow, this is beautiful. So even though you've traveled to other part of Ghana, you are a nascent in that area. So novice are those who are starting to become entrepreneurs for the very first time in their lifetime. So they don't have any expertise or experience in entrepreneurship. But nascent, serial, portfolio, craft, and other guys, they may, it's not necessary, but they may have experience in running business. Just that serial entrepreneurs, they move from one business to another every now and then. Hey, what are you doing? Oh, I have left that job. Oh, I'm now doing a different one. I'm starting a different business. Then these people are serial entrepreneurs. They're moving from one to another. Oh, what are you doing now? Oh, I have started a new business. I've added it to the old one. These are portfolio entrepreneurs. So this is how the definition goes. So it's not that they don't have experience, not like they have experience instead. That's for the novice. Please, does it make sense? Do you understand it?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay. Please, any more questions? Okay, so we move on. So you can read other books from other sources to understand the types of entrepreneurs we have. As I said, these are the classifications based on your course outline, but you may read from elsewhere. They will tell you different types of entrepreneurs. Yeah, so read more, get to understand more. We'll now look at what we call the entrepreneurial process or the entrepreneurial process. So the entrepreneurial process, we are looking at how, if you want to set up your business or start a new business, what are the stages of activities or processes that you have to go through from one to another, from idea generation, getting your idea to opportunity recognition, trying to evaluate the opportunity, and then how to make use of the opportunity to set up a business and really run it. So This is what we call the entrepreneurial process, because people don't, we're talking about novice entrepreneurs who are starting business for the first time, but it is not like they have a business, they just start the business. You might have thought of it, right? Even whatever you want to, before you even came to UCC, or before you decide to be a friend with somebody, you might have thought about it. Is this really a good thing? Yeah, the ladies are good at that kind of thing. When you go and tell a lady, oh, you say, sir, okay, me kwako join. So by the time you give your idea, sometimes they'll give you the feedback in 10 years' time. You need patience to be able to. The same way with entrepreneurs, you don't just jump into business, but there's a process from idea generation, go and realize this business, can I really be able to do it? So all these things take some time before the person will start. All right. So we'll look at the process. So there are some key variables in the entrepreneurial process that I want us to understand and see how they work. These variables are, one, the entrepreneur themselves, whether the lady or a gentleman. The entrepreneur is the main actor. All right. Then we have an opportunity, then we have an organization, then we have resources. So when we talk about the entrepreneur, in those of you who read some economics, I'm sure all of you might have read some economics level 100. So, we come across what we call the factors of production. Entrepreneurship for the entrepreneur is not factors of production. What do entrepreneurs do in economics, and that from the economist perspective, they organize the other forms of resources so that they can be able to put them together and be able to produce goods and services to satisfy human wants. So for entrepreneur to succeed, the entrepreneur need to first identify the opportunities. All right. So I'm taking all the three. So there are three components of the entrepreneurial process, where the entrepreneur is at the center. So let's take them one after the other: opportunity, resource, and organization. So this is how the entrepreneur works with the opportunity. You need to scan, identify, and analyze the opportunities. When you say you are scanning, you do some scanning in your com skills level 100 course. Yeah. Scanning, looking through quickly to see which one works for me. Yeah. Again, I try to liken this to data so people will understand it better in their level, at their level. Before you decide to date somebody, you might have you have seen a couple of them. Oh, okay, this is the one. I like this guy. He's very neat. This guy is handled himself well. Or I like this guy. He likes to talk. I like people who want to talk. So you are scanning through quickly. Say, oh, okay, then let me take this business. So there are so many opportunities around. You see, which one would you want? You don't need to just see one and end it there, but you see one and say, then you scan through. Say, okay, this one, this one, this one. So quick, this one is not complete. Like you are not analyzing, but like it's a flash. You don't have time, so you need to just look to, okay, maybe let me start with the fruit juice business and see. Now, if you now decide on something that you want to start with, you call it, you have identified the thing. So that's identifying. Then now that you identify, okay, if this is really the kind of business you want to start first, you need to analyze it and say, what are the important components? If you want to start an airline business, will you even have the resources? Who is going to support you? Where will you get your client? So you do a little more thorough analysis, sometimes called feasibility studies, before you even start the business. So you don't just jump into business. The entrepreneur see an opportunity. We need to scan through quickly, identify one or two that they want to pursue, and then they analyze it in more detail before they start the business. Then entrepreneur also need to put themselves together in an organized manner, what we call organization. You, the entrepreneur, you are the leader of your idea that you have analyzed. Okay, you've scanned, identify, analyze, and you want to do. You need to lead the process and ask yourself, how are we going to go about it? coming in, you need resources. Who and who will help you? How do you even start? When are you going to launch it? All those things you need to deal with as a leader. Some people may come and support you. You may even have a co-founder or co-founders, but you need to provide leadership to the team. If there are co-founders, you may have multiple people leading various components of the entrepreneurial venture. Then you need to focus the energy of everybody on the business, the core mandate, what we want to do, so that you don't today you get up, you don't feel like going. No, entrepreneurs don't get tired. Every day they are going to do it, getting the job done, and then you need to direct the business and other people who are working. But when we say we are directing people, we don't like shouting, "Hey, I'm the owner of the business. Hey, you cannot do whatever you want to do because everything I'm the entrepreneur." No, but you show people by doing. Oh, okay, let's do it this way. Because we do it this way, we'll get this. Sometimes people don't even know why you are taking certain decisions, but it's very important to take those decisions and get things done in a way that people can copy. So, wow, I want to do it the way Coach Fan is doing it, then it means I'm providing some direction to you. I don't come and just shout, hey, don't do this, hey, do that. Hey. But in the process, you are learning a lot of things. So that is how entrepreneur also organizes the business. Then the last one there is resources. Yes, you may have a good idea, you scan through, you identify, you analyze good, you decide to lead and provide direction and all that, but you need resources, both human, financial, capital, physical. Sometimes you only need spiritual resources. You need a prayer. Sometimes you ask for weekend time, like, oh my God, can I really continue? People someone will come and tell you emotional intelligence as a resource. Oh, come on, you can do it. You have done so much all this year, so you can be. So you need all sort of resources to start a business. Take yourself as coming to start a makeup business. You are going to learn the trade, but you want to start. You need the makeup box toolkit. You may need an office, or maybe at least maybe money to take vehicle and go for your first contract. You need a lot of things. So you need to be able to attract these resources. So you say attracting resources, it's a matter of making sure your business look appetizing for these resources. If it's human beings or labor you are going to attract, why would people want to work with you and not like just like you selected University of Cape Coast aside all other business universities in Ghana? You need to make your business attractive for people to come. Maybe by offering them good salary, good reward, talking to them nicely, maybe getting them t-shirt. So many things can make the people very happy. So that is attracting those resources. Attractive resources could also mean that you are able to get maybe capital or financial resources from the bank or from your friends and family. When you talk to them about it, you should be able to talk to them in a way that they will say, oh, wow, we like this business, we want to support. Now, my smoothie business, which I started last year, I give it to friends, they taste it, they like it. Now, one of my good friends has given me money to support because I want to buy a big refrigerator so we can produce more. The way he liked my smoothie, so he had decided to give me some money. He gave me about 2,500 cedis here to add to the money. So I'm buying a refrigerator that costs about 10,000 cedis. So already, you see that his capital injection pays about 25% of the cost of the refrigerator, which is really good. Okay, so, and once I grow the business a bit, I can attract more resources from. He even told me that if I'm going to the next stage, if I need a place of operation and those things, I need a delivery vehicle. It's an accomplished entrepreneur friend I have. He can support. But you see, people need to see that you are doing something. It's not everything, oh, they be then no one will give you money. So you need to make sure your business is attractive, and then they can be able to support you through your efforts. So make sure anytime you are starting business, make it very attractive, talk to people about it, package it nicely, design some flyers, get some business plan. If it's not even 200 pages, maybe if it's a 5-page plan, 3-page plan summary just to show people what you want to do. It may look really attractive for people to give you resources so you can get money space. I mean, sometimes people don't have money, but they'll say, oh, I have you need a place to start a business. I have a place like that you can use for now until you are able to stand on your feet, then you can move out. Some people actually started their business from the garage. If you hear from, I think, is it Zuckerberg or Bill Gates and some of those IT guys started from the garage until they now have big mansions or edifices as their office complex. So don't only be thinking about starting really big with that big money. No, sometimes you can just do it with a little effort. Then shaping the resources. Sometimes you get some resources that will come in. You need to shape it nicely. As I always say, if you find that your boy, this guy is wearing this nice dress, you like it, instead of abandoning your boyfriend to go for that guy, why won't you buy that nice dress for your boyfriend? Say, oh, hello, darling. I found this nice trousers. One guy wore it, and I like the way he was looking in that one, so I bought some for you. That's what we call shaping your resources. Whatever you have, think of how you can build on it. If you have an apartment, someone has given you your own, maybe your old old boy or old girl's apartment, or a place or old car that they have given you for you to work with on the business. What is the best thing to do? You can paint it, you can try to tile it. Like I have a garage now where I am trying to renovate, then I can use as a production center for my smoothie business. So I'm shaping it. So that is a place I have. I paint it, then I'll get the tiling system, get the tiler to come and tile the place nicely. Then I can call the Food and Drugs Authority people to come and check and see they approve it. Then they'll give me license. Then I can now commercialize my food, my smoothie. So you see, whatever resources you have, you don't just attract it, but you need to do what? Shape it. So those of you who are in relationships, make sure you shape your relationship nicely. It's not only your work. Like when you came to level 100, you probably started working on passing exam. One thing I realized is that first year I read a lot of notes. Then when I go, I see that some people will pass better than I do. They are going to read Pasco. Okay, so when I go to second year, I also try to add some Pasco. You shape the way you learn. Don't only go and learn notes. Also look for past questions. So shaping is learning from experience and try to get things done in a way that is more acceptable. You start your smoothie or your Bisa business in a container. By the time we realize now you have a branded containers, not just the over the counter. That is shaping the business. It's very, very important, and you need to understand how you can go about it. Then you need to manage the resources. Don't use the resources on other things. So when my friend gave me the money, immediately I went to give it to the fridge seller. I gave him that to the fridge seller as part payment. Then when I got the top up, I went to add it. And then last week I got the delivery of the new refrigerator, big one. We started we powered it on Saturday, and we produced some products. And then I sent some of the smoothies again to this my friend. I said thank you. Even that he said he want to pay for it because he doesn't want it for free. He wants my business to go. So you see, you need to manage your business. Well, if I had gone to spend that money on chichinga or how do you call it, pizza for my girlfriend, what will happen? Next time he will not help me again. Okay, he will think that I'm not serious. So as a business person, you need to make sure you focus your resources on what you need to do and make sure you manage it well. Even your personal finances, you need to make sure you manage it well. It is good to help people, but those people that you are helping, you can also help them. If your business grows, you can help them even much more. So help them a little, also push a little to their business and make sure your business grows. So it is very important. You are the de facto chaperone or the master of the ceremony for your business every day. You have to make sure you get support from everybody. manage your resources well, manage people well. Don't shout at people because you are the owner. You have to make sure your emotional intelligence levels are high, because people will disappoint you, but you don't have to be shouting and making it look as if so those are the ways we go about the entrepreneurial process for the three areas that we mentioned. So to put everything together, cancel this one. So to put everything together, this is what we've been talking about. The entrepreneur is in the middle, making sure they identify the opportunity, analyze it after scanning, they analyze and they try to make sure their opportunity is focusing on the resources they have. Sometimes the resources you have can determine the kind of opportunity you should go for. If you don't have $1 billion, you don't go for airline business, right? You go for the one that you can use maybe 20 Ghana to start. Okay, so your opportunity, there should be a focus between your opportunity and your resources, right? And then there should also be a fit between your opportunity and organization. If you want to start a university or a private school, you definitely need rooms. You cannot teach under trees. But if it's just an IT consultancy, you really don't need an office. Maybe just in a co-working space. Okay, you don't need a lot of buildings. You don't need a security man, or security lady to be at the gate. You just need a place that you can work. You just need your laptop, maybe. So you see, there should be a fit between the way you want to organize things and the opportunity you have identified. And also there should be a configuration between your resources and organization. If you have a building for production, the way you get the kind of resources you need to get will be different from if you are starting maybe a mining firm. So depending on the kind of business, make sure your resources and organization, there's a configuration, you organize them well, get the right resources. And that is it about the entrepreneurial process. Please, any question about the entrepreneurial process? Okay, so we move to the entrepreneurial personality. So when we're talking about the entrepreneurial personality, we are looking at what are the special behavioral traits or characteristics you see in entrepreneurs that make you know that, yeah, this is it. If you see a lawyer, see the way they keep to time, they do this, they do that, back. You see a soldier with his muscles and is likely to slap you if you misbehave, So that's their personality. Sometimes they overdo it, but okay, so discipline and those things. So what are some of the characteristics for you to become a very good entrepreneur? Those are the things we call the entrepreneurial traits or the behavioral characteristics. So let's look at them. From what you see on your screen. Oops, sorry. I think I need to go back. Yeah. So you will see that we have at the top left corner, we have what we call the non-entrepreneurial attributes, the attribute that we don't want to see in entrepreneurs. We don't want you to behave like that. We'll be looking at them, the details later. Then we also have here, another in the first circle, the outer layer, you see what we call the desirable attributes. These are attributes that we wish you could have. If you have it, it's good, it's helpful. Okay, so you should desire to have it as an entrepreneur. Then the third layer, the inner core, we have what we call the core attributes. These attributes, if you don't have them, it will be difficult for you to become. For example, attributes are good to have. the core attributes are the must-haves. You must have them to be able to succeed. So let's look at let's start from the core attributes. So the core attribute like commitment and determination. You need to be committed and determined because it's entrepreneurship is different from doing business, buying and selling or something. Even though that's also part of entrepreneurial process, but it calls for a lot of endurance. So you need to be committed to the same thing. Sometimes you hit the ground and then you hit the snag or the hard rock. That is not the end. You've got to go back. Okay, so entrepreneurial process is not so easy. You need to really start small sometimes and then consistency, right? So you need to be committed and determined that you want to do it, even if you face challenges. You start and then you lose some money. You say, wow, hey, you go again. Okay, so you are committed. You want to do. You see that early morning, you wake up the first thing after prayers, get to do something about business, go for breakfast, come back to it. You know, so someone is committed to something, you understand, is always at it and working. Then leadership, you need to be a good leader to be an entrepreneur. How to get people to support your business, how to make sure you lead the way, not sitting down and say, hey, no, but getting the thing done through you. A good leader is the one with the people ahead of the point, behind the people. It's everywhere, making sure that people are doing what is needed. Then, but not micromanaging them that, oh, hey, just be pushing them around, but you provide support, leadership to support for people to do what they have to do, what they can do best. Then we have leaders are also opportunity obsessed. When you say opportunity obsessed, they are always looking for opportunities, you know. Like the way the software is always looking for their Bible or the imam looking for their Quran to read all the time. The businessman is looking for opportunities to do something. Okay, so you have to be opportunity obsessed. You have to be tolerant of risk. Tolerating risk means that, well, look, some things can go wrong. Okay, I can lose this money, but let me try. That is the motto of the entrepreneur. Let me try. When you dream, bay, as big as the ocean. But you see, when you dream, it might come true. When you dream big. The same way, you know, if your dream is as big as the ocean, you fall in the ocean, what happens? So you can get down and die. So that's the risk component. So you are dreaming big, but those things can happen. So there are ways you insulate yourself so that when you are going on the sea, when your dream is so big, when you are going to the ocean, what do? You take the life jacket, at least go with a good boat, you know. So those are the ways you can reduce the risk components. Yeah. The risk will just surprise you. You cannot be sure all the time, but yeah, but you just need to try and see if it works. So every entrepreneur should be willing to try, take on some calculated risk. Next, ambiguity and uncertainty. Similar to the risk component. Ambiguity and uncertainty are the fact that it's not everything that will be so clear at the beginning. Something is okay. You're not even sure the profit component. Maybe some people say you can make 10 cedis, others say you can make 20 Ghana, others will say 200 Ghana, you're not sure, but you want to try. Okay, so you try and see. But when you are working on ambiguous on certain areas, you may need some time to consult people who understand the area. Some people will tell you, follow person with no road. Yeah, without limiting yourself to what the person thinks is possible, but you get some ideas to guide yourself. Yeah, but you should not always say, I want everything to be clear. It should be clear cut before you go. No, you never get there. You'll be a perfectionist. You'll never get there. Right. Then entrepreneurs should be very creative and rely on themselves. When we say creativity, it means that you're not just trying to do things the same way, but you try to bring some creative ideas. So something new. Okay, when you sit down and say, this thing, can't we have a better way of doing it? So you get bringing out creative ideas, talk to people, and yeah, self-reliance. We'll learn about those things later, but we'll call it a internal locus of control. You know that, or you believe that it will take your efforts to be able to do something to change things. So you're not always trying to rely on people, okay? Because sometimes you say, when you are coming from campus, ice cream brand or to egg brand, the person can forget, but because you are the one who need the thing, you are likely not to forget. Or even if you forget, you walk back and go and buy it. You see, people may do things for you at their convenience, but as an entrepreneur, you lead the process and then you get the best result. And then we should also talk about adaptability. So with the adaptability, yeah, it means that you should be versatile. You should be able to adapt to new or adjust yourself to new changing environment. For example, you are not used to working in the night, but you start a makeup business, and then the person you are going to dress up will say that come and do it for me at dawn because my program starts at 7 o'clock. So you have to wake up like 4 o'clock. Okay. You are becoming an MC is a new business, and then they have parties in the night. What do? You need to adapt to how the thing works. What you need to do, for example, is to see other ways of doing it. If you are going to do something in the night, you can sleep in the daytime. So be versatile. Don't be changing out, trying. You're not going to be getting things come your way all the time. So you adapt to situations. They say there's a new tax law. Okay, so it's going to reduce your profits. Ask yourself, how can I get the profit back in a different way? So I don't say, because of this tax, I'm going to stop the business. No. Okay. Then there should be motivation to excel. Yeah. Sometimes no one is seeing your sacrifices and all your frustrations. Please never commit suicide. Don't be tired. Rather, tap yourself at the back. Say, I'm going to make it. That is the best way entrepreneurs encourage themselves. So never give up. Continue to motivate yourself. Learn from your failures and get new standards running. Then finally, you need to be courageous. Now walk to the valley of the shadow of death, of fear no evil. When you are reciting those quotations, let it encourage you. So all that we need is you need to be fearless to be able to go into entrepreneurship, because if you're not courageous, someone come and tell you, Charlie, I heard that somebody started this business, Charlie, the person lost about 100,000. Are you ready? Say, hey, am I also going to go through this? So you need to sometimes just like risk taking, but you need to be very courageous to go through these things to get it right. So these are the very core attributes. You need to have them to be able to. Let's look at the desirable attribute, the attribute that you could have, but it's not really. If you don't have them, it's manageable. You can maybe get other people to do those things, but it's good to have it. One is capacity to inspire people. Capacity to inspire. It's like being charismatic. Trying to get people say, "Cho boy, hey, everybody is following you, so you should be the one walking around." There's something in business we call management by walking about. So you walk around, get people to do the work, inspire people. You can take a call in the morning, say, "Hello, Kweku, I hope we are all fine. Today we are going to do ABCD, and I hope you'll be on site." Getting people to do the work is really, really important. Yeah. Okay. Before I continue, I have some questions here. Someone asking, can't you commercialize before contacting them, please? Maybe after getting some recognition to see if people actually like it before going to approval. Maybe I asked a question, please. Can't you commercialize before contacting FDA? Okay, it's talking about the FDA. Yeah, so you can actually start your business before you contact FDA, or maybe Ghana Standard Authority for their approval. But then know that your market will be limited. So for now, I don't have FDA or GSA, but I'm limited to only those who can trust me that I'm doing the right thing. So if I want to actually get to people who don't know me, but they want to trust the food, is the FDA and the GSA that would speak for me. So please, you can do that. Yeah, it's not a crime in Ghana to do that, but it's always good to get those ones after you start your business. Try to get them to stamp it for you. And they also bring some kind of expertise. They are not just giving you a license, but they are also coming to guide you to be able to understand what you are doing. And then they help you. So this thing you can do it differently. Sometimes they even tell you something from another person. Oh, I have someone who is doing the same thing in Mars. This is how they are doing it. It's helping them. Then they can also guide you, do it nicely. So they are your friends in development. Don't see them as enemies. Yeah. Okay. I hope that is fine. Prince, that was your question. All right. Then Newton also asked, please, should an entrepreneur possess all the core attributes? Oh my God. Well, what do you think? Yes, I should say, you should possess all these core attributes in varying degrees. You cannot be an entrepreneur who is not motivated to excel. Then you will start and then you may give up, right? You cannot be an entrepreneur who is not committed or who is not a good leader or who is not creative or who is not adaptive, So the answer is yes, but fortunately, these things you can learn. You don't need to be born with all these things. So if you realize that you are somebody who is not committed, then you learn how to get committed. Even you can go to AI and then ask AI, how can I be committed to my venture? Because I started this and I'm not able to continue, So it is very, very important to ensure that you are able to work on the business to a very large extent. You are able to learn those. These are skills you can learn. Even leadership you can learn. Okay, so we are in a new generation where AI is teaching us. I learn a lot of things from AI. Just a moment, let me talk to my exam department coordinator. Yeah. So please yeah, do you get the concept? So we can always learn from new ways of doing things from elsewhere. I think that should be fine. Godwin, you say you have a concern. What is the concern, please?
Okay, thank you, sir. Sir, please, I want you to elaborate the ambiguity and the uncertainty for me, please.
The difference between ambiguity and uncertainty.
Yes, please. About the
Yeah.
core attributes.
Yeah, so ambiguity is when there are multiple, there could be multiple outcomes from something. Yeah, so you're not sure. But uncertainty, you are not sure what will be the outcome at all. So you are uncertain. They are together. That's why we put them together. Yeah, but if you want to split them, ambiguity states more about the possibility of, there could be outcome A, B, and C. Yeah, so that one we know it. So it's not really clear. It's not ambiguous. But uncertainty goes more like we don't even know. Someone will say anything can happen. That's it's uncertainty. Yeah. So these are the core differences. Yeah. Is it okay?
Yes, please. Thank you, sir.
Good. Yeah, thank you too. And then Patrick was also asking the core difference between entrepreneurship and business. Yeah. So entrepreneurship is more of a formal process of trying to start a business or maybe managing an existing business and producing things to satisfy unlimited human want and growing. For a business, I'll call it a subset of entrepreneurship where you can actually just go buy something and come and sell. It's trading, for example, it's business. But you probably don't want to establish those people who are in singlet and they are showing their face. Lord and his people, we don't want to see your singlets. We said everybody should turn off their video. Okay. So we want to encourage more of entrepreneurial attribute, because businesses, people may not have the character to go through these attributes, what we call the core attributes of business. People may not want to, people will want to just buy something and sell, but they may not necessarily be providing that kind of they may not tolerate risk. Once they see that actually things may not go well, they may sell the business and move on. And that's how come some serial entrepreneurs and opportunity entrepreneurs, they don't stand in the long term. They want to just run away. Okay, but a good entrepreneur stays longer than a business person. Yeah. So that's one, one area for distinction you can see. I also see, please, that's from Nicholas. Please, we know an entrepreneur must take risk. But sir, in the case where the chance of going, of gaining or losing is 50-50, assured, in this case, will I do? What will I do? Okay. Nicholas, what do you think? What will you do when you have 50-50 chance? What will you do? I want to hear from you.
Okay, hello, sir.
Yeah, go ahead, Nicholas.
Personally, like I'm confused about it. That's why I want. Personally, I'm confused because the chance of winning is like 50%, 50%. It's either I'm sure like it's either I'll win or like I'll lose. It is
Yeah.
I sure of 50-50. So I'm kind of confused of what I should do.
Yeah, so I think one of the ways you can reduce that risk of failure is to understand your business. Later, we'll look at what entrepreneurs must do. Well, I think last week we even talked about it, understanding your business in depth. Okay, you need to understand the thing. So if you are not sure, you can ask people, talk to people, compare notes with your trusted friends and family, if any, that you can really trust. They can give you some dimension, because the human brain, we cannot be able to process everything. Even you can go to AI to also ask AI that this is what you are thinking, but what are the big possibilities? And then it will give you some ideas. And then maybe you come back with the drawing table. Yeah, but don't take too much risk. If AI itself is not sure if you can be successful in that kind of business or entrepreneurial venture, or your friends are also not sure, you're also not sure, there's so much ambiguity, uncertainty, to the extent that you can just lose everything, then please take your time. Don't rush into it. So entrepreneurial process takes a lot of patience. You need to understand. Then you ask yourself, can I do something different apart from this one? Okay, there may be something else can give you a better chance of survival. So these are some of the things I think you can do, right, Nicholas? What do you think?
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Then from Maxwell, should a successful entrepreneur always help a customer or client to also join the business they are into? Should a successful entrepreneur always help customer or client? Maxwell, can you explain your question well? I don't understand it well. Maxwell, if you can unmute and talk. Maxwell Nkrumah.
Yes, sir.
Your question, what is it about? I'm not quite sure.
Sir, please, I'm asking about a successful entrepreneur, and the person helped to introduce other people to join him in his or her own business.
Okay. Whether you should tell people to come and join you?
Not as in telling people, but people requesting to join his business due to maybe the successful name, which...
Okay. So if now you want to join Dangote, whether he should accept you, is that the kind of question you want to ask?
Yes, please.
Okay. Yeah, it's a yes or no answer. There is no formula. You need to be careful because there's something we call success attracts crowd. Yeah. So even people who were praying that you should feel suddenly may say, "Oh, why I can I join you to do it?" So you have to be very careful. Yeah. What I would say is that be mindful of the people you have in your business. Don't hurriedly allow people to join you. Sometimes people may want to join because maybe they have more resources. Like my smoothie business, soon I'll get 2 investors who are interested when I set up the base because they have resources. They can maybe bring some 500,000 cities for us to do a big business. Yes, you can get those people, but you need to have that instinct that tell you people who have bad mind or good mind. Some people have brought people into their business and they rather ended up collapsing it. So again, there's no formula. But you pray about it, discuss with other people. If you're not sure, consult other known people that this person is coming, whether you should allow them, just have some confidence that you can trust that they can keep your business information very secretive and intact to talk to. Don't hurry to make business decisions all by yourself. So every business, very soon when we look at team formation, look at the founder and the team. You need to have advisors who advise you. Yeah, but you can allow people, but be careful. That's what I would say.
Okay, sir. Please, thank you.
All right, pleasure. And then Emmanuel, you also say should a successful entrepreneur always help a customer or client? Okay, I think it's the same thing here. Okay, other people are also saying some things too. Okay. They have said the level of risk with AI before venture. Yeah, you can check. That's Prince. You can check AI. I use AI for almost everything. Even if I meet a new girl and I go to ask AI whether I want her to be my girlfriend or not. AI can AI will ask questions. Okay, but I don't know this girl you're talking about. So I would now tell AI, okay, this is the person. This is how the person is. These are the kind of thing the person tell me. This is what the person does. And then so okay, hey. Be careful from the way you are talking. Hey, this man. Oh, you say, oh, please, you can go ahead. From what I have seen, I mean, from other people. So AI can help so many things. Don't underrate AI. But again, someone will say, use your head. When AI give you information, look at it well. Because you see, AI does not have all the information about the business or whatever you want to go into. And so it is the amount of information you give to AI. If you give a vague information, AI can give you something. If you just go and tell AI, oh, this is a business, I want to go into water production. Is it good? AI will tell you it's a good business. Why? Because everybody drinks water. So, but you didn't tell AI, maybe you want to sell it on the University of Cape Coast campus. You didn't tell AI that there are other 500 or 5,000 or 1,000 other water sellers or manufacturers on campus. So AI is not able to give you the right advice. So before you can use AI well to support your business decisions, make sure you go to what we call let me call your name prompt engineering classes. Use AI itself to learn about what we call prompt engineering. I'll type it in the message box. Prompts, like to prompt somebody. Prompt engineering. All right. Take a course in it and know how to prompt AI. That is the kind of information you should give to AI to give you the desired result. So it's very important. AI can help you in so many things you do on day-to-day basis, including business ideas or even whether to bring someone on board or not. But you need to give all the information that AI can use to analyze. And I have found AI to be useful. If you give it the right information, it will give you some dimension that you're not even thinking about. Then you can ask AI, so what should I do? What else should I look out for before I even get this person on board or before I get into this business? Then AI can be able to tell you more information or give you some guidelines. Yeah. So that is it. Yeah. So thank you. Let's complete this quickly. Time is almost up. Have just 20 minutes maximum to go. So we've learned about the core attributes. The desirable attribute, I think that you should also have. If you have them, is good. Yeah, for example, capacity. So I've explained that already. Getting people to follow you, to work together. You need to have values as an entrepreneur. You should know what you like and what you don't like. So if it's not just every business you just follow. Like now they say they have legalized cannabis, so via a weed farm into so consulting weed farm just to make money or to do business. No, you need to have value that, oh no, these are not things I want to go into. I don't want to go into selling of cigar to make money. I don't want to be doing this. So there are certain things that will guide the kind of business you should do. There are some people who are okay with certain things, So the reason why values are important is that if you go into something that you naturally don't like, you will not have motivation to do it. You do want to, okay, you don't like the thing again. That's why there was a wedding I attended. Then the man, the father of the bride told the groom that, you see, that thing that you have seen about my daughter that has attracted you to come and marry her. Make sure you continue to see that thing every day. Even if there's problem, go and forget about the problem and go and see that thing again. So if you end up marrying somebody that you really don't like naturally, the marriage will break down after 2 weeks. Even if you have not gone for divorce, you may live in pain and agony. It has happened and it's happening to a lot of couples. Don't live like that. Go to business that you say, okay, even if I lose, I will write it on my Facebook wall. I've tried this business before. That alone, the bragging right, that gives you some energy to do it, to do something like that. So yeah, try to, as much as possible, to go for things that are in your online, your personal values, and then you can go for it. You can die for the thing. That is basically what I'm talking about. You should have energy, health, and emotional stability. Energy means, well, you need to make sure you are up to the task. For example, energy, health, and emotional stability, they are together, so I explain them together. Health talks about your the state of your well-being. When you are sick or ill, you cannot be able to go back to your business every day. Yeah, sorry, I was drinking water. Yeah. So when you have a business, you need to make sure that you are healthy, you wake up, eat well, eat good food, don't stress too much, even though there's some level of stress in business, but make sure you have time to relax so that your brain will be smooth to guide you, to support your thinking. Don't kill yourself for the business. People will tell, kill yourself. If you kill yourself, who is going to manage the business? So you don't have to kill yourself. You have to work hard, but don't kill yourself. Health first. Health always. Health every day. That's the first thing. Don't wake up on an empty stomach and start working. No. Eat something small, at least, even if you don't have full complement of everything you need to do, so you don't suffer from ulcer whilst you are learning. So when you have first class and then you have stomach burning all the time, who is going to enjoy the first class? So you need to make sure you prioritize your health in everything you do, and then that will give you more energy to go back and forth. And emotional stability, sometimes, if you have bad health also, it affects your emotional stability. Little thing, then you are angry. But you need to work on yourself that you can be angry, but be careful how you show your anger. Okay, and try to cut down your anger so that you can people cannot do exactly how you want things to be done. That's one thing I've come to learn. And that's what my mom and my brother always tell me, that people will not behave the same way you want. So make sure you tolerate people, understand them, and then move on. Then creativity, innovative. Now, creativity and is part of the core attribute. It's coming here again. It's also desirable at the same time. You have to try to do things differently. Don't just go Mituism. We discovered Mituism last week. Those who came to class, me too. I also want to do some. No, but I want to do something different. My smoothie business, I decided to go into it because I see that everybody is producing fruit juice. People are doing other smoothies with milkshake and others, but I decided to go into an area that is not yet well known with a healthy mixture. In my smoothie, you see watermelon, you see pineapple, You see garlic, you see cloves, you see ginger. These are not things that you normally see in smoothies. Either people are doing garlic mixture, cough syrup, or medicine, or they're just doing fruit juice. But I want to blend all these things into something different in a new formula that will help people to live a healthy life. You are enjoying a healthy smoothie. So you have a drink, but it's also a medicinal at the same time. That is the innovation aspect of my business, right? And then intelligence. You need to be intelligent. It's a level of intelligence different. That we have different level of IQ. It's good. People naturally have high IQ. That's an intelligence quotient. Yeah, people may have lower, but you need some level of intelligence to be able to work your business through, because yeah, you need the advocacy sometimes. Yeah, so these are attributes that we really want, the core and the desirable attribute. The outer layer, what we call the non-entrepreneurial attribute, and not attribute that you should have. They are attribute that we don't want you to have. Let me put it that way instead. The attribute that we don't want you to have as a just a moment. Okay, so yeah, sorry for that interruption. So now so the most important thing you need to do as an entrepreneur is don't try to be the macho. Everything. Obian konechi. Obian konechi mia meye se unya obet me call. Now even without you, I can do my own thing. You know, entrepreneurs don't talk that way. Always make sure when people are not committed or ready to do something for you, you say, oh, you know, there are some people who are very good at it. So, oh, my king, oh, Obahima, oh, we didn't patch up one, so one, you know, even if you have decided that you're not going to do that thing, the person, the way the person spoke to you, say, oh, you want to go? That is my mother. Oh, she sometimes can be difficult, but please don't go because of my mother. Okay, come and help me. Because if you don't help me, who will help me? You put people on the spot and they feel that they are important rather than be say, oh, and you know, that is not how you go about your things. Or everything you want to do it yourself. No, get people, inspire them, and then get them to support you. Perfectionist is one of the things I battle every day. You cannot get everything intact. Okay, sometimes you get to some things, you get to some levels that you will see that you cannot have it 100%. There's something called good enough. So you should know when to end it and then move on. Yeah, so don't try to get everything perfect before you move to the next. Otherwise, you'll be marking time. Because you see, in life, you may have, or you may cease to have perfection. There may be no perfection at all for you, okay, in this life. But I think that if you are able to work on the things very well, then you can be able to get the things done right. So this is what I want to encourage you to do. It's very important that we support your team. So you are not doing everything. Don't try to get 100%. Even UCC is not 100%, which is A. You know, you need 80% and above. The same way, you know, in examination, what some of us do, which has affected me negatively in the past, is that I like to I'll be on one question to get it perfect before I go to the next question. By the time I realize, if they say answer 3 questions, I will answer only 2. It is not good. Or the last question, I'll be rushing. No. Even if you answer the thing perfectly, you will not get more than 20 over 20. You are just going to get 20 over 20. So make sure if you get 18, leave it and move to the next question. Don't spend 5 minutes writing the conclusion, which is only 1 mark. when you can spend the same 5 minutes to list certain item that will give you 5 marks in the next question. So the same way in business, let's know when to say this is good enough, then move to the next thing. Okay. Impulsiveness. Being impulsive means what we call when something happens, you just want to react to the thing. Okay. Don't be an impulse. Like, impulse buyer. You enter the shop, you wanted to buy a gallon to come and package your smoothie, but you saw chocolate first, so you decided to use the money to buy chocolate. Well, chocolate is nice. You enjoy it for some 5 minutes. Your business will collapse in the end. So being impulsive is when you react to things as they come. Well, be calm, be steady, and be focused. Be anti-authoritarian. In life, there are people who are leading groups against authority and those things, activists. Yeah, well, that's their calling. But as a good entrepreneur, you don't have to be fighting people. Even if people are tough, okay, you don't have to go and fight them. Focus on your business, do what you have to do, and go. Some people are also counter or they are dependent. You don't have to depend on people. We saw an attribute which says you should be independent or depending on yourself, right? So, or self-reliance. You don't have to depend on people for everything. Do something, even though you empower people, be the one to lead the way. Then entrepreneurs don't know it all. Don't be the one who knows everything. When they are giving you ideas, say, no, that's not what I want. I want it this way. If you do that, people will just say, let's wait for her because maybe she may not like it too. Empower people, get ideas from people, get advices. And the last thing there, which you shouldn't be, is invulnerability. People who don't, hey, media, I don't want to lose my money. And then you are not going to do business. Because some will, when you put something on fire, some will get burnt somehow. The water you are used to boil the rice, they use the water again at the end of the day. The water will go before the rice will cook. So some things you will lose some things to be able to get other things. So it's very important that you don't say you don't want to be vulnerable, you don't want to do anything new, then you can't do business. All right. So invulnerability, the other side is risk-taking. And that is those people who want to do business, they have to take risk. You don't have to say you don't want to be vulnerable. All right. So those are the things, but the risk should be calculated. Don't just go and put all your things to something you don't know the outcome. All right. Then there are some approaches to entrepreneurship. What push people into entrepreneurship? All right. The first one is what we call the situational approach.
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Please, I have a concern.
Yes, please go ahead.
Okay, sir, please. My question is with the intelligence when the intelligence aspect of the what are we?
Hello, we are having a lot of feedback from you.
Yeah. Please, the intelligence aspect. I wanted to ask that for an individual or entrepreneur to be successful, is it solely based on the IQ or there are other intelligence that an individual can base on to be successful?
Like what? You can give us some examples so we can see whether they are also important.
Like emotional intelligence.
Yeah, that one is not IQ. So we have emotional and we have the intellectual. All right. So you saw that we also mentioned, let me go back. You see emotional stability. You've seen it as part of the desirable attributes. So it's also very important. So that is the EQ, the emotional intelligence. And even FQ, financial, FI, EI, EI, emotional intelligence, FI, financial intelligence. Okay, so there are so many intelligence, even HI, health intelligence. You have to make sure you take care of. So all those intelligence need to take care. Me, when something is going wrong with my body, I know. Sometimes I panic a lot because I say, this is not me. Why I don't need to have a headache. I don't need to do this, So you need to be very, what we call all round to be able to get these things done. Right.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much.
My pleasure. So the last part of today's discussion talks about why people go into entrepreneurship or go into business ventures to become entrepreneurs. One of them is what we call the situational approach. There are 4 forces that cause people to go into business under situational approach. The first one is the positive pull from relatives and friends. What do we mean by positive push? My positive pull. When you see some relative and friends doing business or they're into entrepreneurship and they are successful, it automatically attracts you. Oh, I want to be like my uncle. Oh, I want to be like my mom. Oh, I want to be like this person. Or I want to be like my Macy. See, now she's doing this. She's able to do this. So when you see that they are successful, it pulls you. Then we have the next one, which is positive push, which is a career education. Like you are taking an entrepreneurship course, or you learn something in class and you think that, oh, this thing can be helpful. That is what we call the positive push. Something that you have learned in school or somewhere is bringing your attention to entrepreneurship as a career. Then there's also something called perception of desirability from family. If your family wants you to become an entrepreneur and they are supporting you, it helps. But there are some people, their family, they don't want them to become an entrepreneur. All that they want is, look, you don't go to school. We want you to come and work to be a banker. Not that you want to now come and start a fruit juice. Unim say fruit juice now, but I didn't know my school. So if your family thinks that it is desirable for you to become an entrepreneur, they will support you. If not, they will support you. Sometimes your parents can be called, oh, I want you to come and take over my business, or I want you to do this, I want you to learn so you can do this. So all those things are really important. Then the last one, and that situational approach, is what we call perceptions of feasibility. If you perceive the thing to be very nice or success possible, you say that you will go into it. But if you perceive that it will not work, then you are likely to have no, you don't want like this one, the way I see it, or you go to AI tell you that this thing, many people have failed, then you call back to your shelves. So you can consult people, or maybe someone advises that this business, well, it's good. Don't ask me to give you remote control. Why do you want to control my computer remotely? Okay, so it's very important that you make sure it is feasible before you work on the product or the business. Now, for positive pull, it means that is when people do it and they are successful, then it's attracting you. The same way, it becomes a negative push. If you see that your friends, your daddy has done this business and is not getting anything from it, it will not pull you. All right. So the same way with others, when it is positive, you move. It helps you. Okay, then the psychological approach. So the first one is look at the situational approach. The next one is psychological approach. The psychological approach is the way we think and perceive business. And there are 3 psychological reasons that help us, or that determine whether we want to become entrepreneurs or not. One is what we call the NAC, or need for achievement. Those are people who want to really achieve a lot. They don't just want to be an employee. They want to blow the world with their new ideas. They want to do this. You see that those people who have high NAC or high need for achievement, they will become entrepreneurs. But those who don't want to really do anything, I don't want to worry myself, I just want to do some work. Those people, they are not likely to become entrepreneurs. They will be employees who will be working for people. So a lot of people like that. Then we have locus of control. Locus of control determines what really control your thinking and what you see as a good thing to do. And normally we have 2 types of locus of control. What we call the negative, not negative. What we call the internal locus of control and the external locus of control. Those who have internal locus of control, they think that the things that move around them or their success in life is determined by themselves. So they look inward for solution to problems. Those people are very good entrepreneurs. The external locus of control people are those who think that, oh, what is happening to them is their family, is God who would help. Say, and he na yerikwe wukwana wunim. Say all those people who think that whatever will happen, whether it will work well or not, depending on God and other people, they call them the externals. They believe that whatever happens to them, whether they will be well or they will be successful or not, it takes somebody, or it's my uncle who will help me before I can be well. I can become well established, or it's my parents who will have to give me money before. No, those are external people. Those who have more internal locus of control are more successful entrepreneurs than those who have external. Of course, we believe in God. God can help you, but it's not God who will leave the third heavens to come and carry the tomatoes and go and sell for you to make money. No. Okay, so you don't sit down and be praying the whole day that you need money when you can take your hand to do some work, can go and do something for somebody, help the person, then you can get food to eat. So let us have more internal locus of control, then we can solve problems. But of course, doesn't mean you shouldn't believe in God or other people. People who will help you, but you should have more of the internal than the external, so that the other people and God are only helping you, but you are the master or the mistress who is leading the process. Then finally, for psychological reasons, those who like to take more risk, they are risk-taking propensity. If you have high risk-taking propensity, you are a good entrepreneur. Those who don't take a lot of risk, they are not very good entrepreneurs. Yeah. Then finally, for today, the sociological characteristics of or reasons why people go into business or become entrepreneurs. There are two of them. The sociological reason that we have between things and negative displacement. Those who are negatively displaced are people who normally come from very unfortunate backgrounds. Excuse me, say maybe those who are visually impaired or those who have other physical disabilities. Some of them may not have the ability to go to school to the highest level to become so many things, like to do certain things. They cannot be able to be carrying concrete or doing that. So they may want to go into business. They may go to university, all right, do something, maybe they become consultant. They have some abilities. Okay, incapacity is not inability. So they may not be able to do certain things, but they can do other things. So they can put themselves into a very good shape, develop their skills, and they can start some business. They can own business. When they start business, they can get people to help them to do most of the things. They become the CEOs. Yeah. Then people who are also from poor backgrounds. Yeah. They have no opportunity but to do some business and make a living. You see many of these negatively displaced people who are in traffic, selling pure water, selling dog chains, other things in traffic just to make money. There are people who come from background that we are very privileged to be able to pay school fees. They cannot pay school fees at all. So they have only that way. So those people are like that. So then also we have between things. Normally people who travel from one place to another, they don't have certificates to work in that environment. They can start some business. Like some of our colleagues who migrated to the US or Germany, other places, they don't have certificates to do certain things. So they go, and maybe some of them are, either doing cleaning business or doing something else to survive. So these are people, but sometimes they can come back home, maybe when they make some money, to start some other business or to continue with their profession. So whilst you are in transit kind of thing and you're not sure, or maybe during COVID, people have lost their job, they are in between things, don't know what to do next, they may start doing something. Some people who started business because they lost their job. Okay, some of those businesses are really selling well. I heard about a lady who started, who lost her job during the banking cleanup in 2018 or so. Then she started her consulting business. Now she's a millionaire. If she hadn't lost her job, she wouldn't have gone into that business. All right. So sometimes we hear people's stories like that, and that's how we end today's lecture on the attributes of the entrepreneur. Thank you very much. Let me first check if there are any questions. We address them briefly or quickly before I ask if there are more. So in the chat box, with respect to the aspect when someone is disabled but has the love for being an entrepreneur, what would be your advice for the person? So if someone is disabled and has love for the job to become an entrepreneur, I think the person should go ahead, get one or two trusted friends who can support them, or family members who can support them to put the things in order. But you need to be committed as an entrepreneur, because you are the one who is going to drive the force. Sometimes you call people, they are tired of the friends and baby man. They may even talk at your back. They may even say things that you can hear about, but don't give up. You just want the business to be done. So understand that people are tired of helping. We are all tired at the point helping people. Yeah, but don't give up. Continue to call them and beg them to help you. I have one physically challenged person who starting some business. She has a shop where she sell provisions, and because he has a eye impairment, so he's not able to even take stock, check things. So he has somebody who does the stock checking and all things for him. So there are ways you can help other people. You can tell other people to help you, and when they help you, reward them with something that can keep them going. Maybe, oh, today if you come and check my stock for me, I'll give you one calipo. They can help you do it. Yeah. So let's see how we can support people to support us. Then there's the last question here: is it possible for an entrepreneur to be both internal and external? Yeah. All human beings are both internal and external, externally focused, because we all believe in some people helping us, but we also believe in our abilities. But it is important that you let the internal one control you more. Think about yourself more than thinking about someone else helping you. All right. So yeah, carry your own water, and then you know the value of every drop. But it doesn't mean that you shouldn't get anybody to help us to create business or to help us to do the business. So we are all both internal and externals, but we are definitely going to be better entrepreneurs if we are more internal than being external. So that does it. If there are more questions, you can ask now before I take the roll call, and then we end the lecture for today. Thank you very much for coming over. Okay, if there are no questions, then I am going to take a roll call now. Wait a minute, I'm going to take a screenshot. Okay, so this page 1, page 2, page 3, and then page 4. Thank you all for coming. A big shout out to all of you who made it happen today. And I wish you all the best. We will connect again next week. Take care and have a very lovely week. If you have any questions, you can always get back to me and ask me in WhatsApp. Let's discuss on WhatsApp again if there are things like that.
You don't answer my question. I ask the question. I try to text me.
What is the question, please?
So I give question personally on WhatsApp.
Okay. Then I'll check it out, and then I'll reply on WhatsApp.
All right.
Have a great week and stay blessed.
Stop what you're doing.
The way I can buy big bread.